Yesterday, I scheduled a new video to release on April 1st that was titled Announcing My Brand New Album. Now, I don't mean to spoil the surprise or anything, but as you could tell, that was an April Fool's joke, and it was honestly just a video of me singing the first half to Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley, which, in hindsight, with everything that's been going through my head about this stuff lately, was kind of a dumb decision. 2024 has so far been a strange and difficult year for me. Now, I'm not going to bore anyone with the details, especially since most of you know most of what's been going on, but I haven't really talked about what's been going on in my head about my life because I keep feeling such an existential dread about what is to come. With all this, I keep feeling more and more disconnected from myself and my life and the people around me, which is kind of why I disappeared from social media for about a month and a half. You see, this music thing used to be a coping mechanism for me, but I think it has evolved into sort of something that I keep feeling like I have to do, which isn't what a hobby should be. As soon as I learned to produce my own stuff and to write my own lyrics, and as soon as I started improving in singing when I joined choir last school year, I started constantly noticing significant improvement from the last time that I worked on a song. So I kept trying to reach that peak of what is the best thing I can create. I don't know why I treat almost every hobby I do as if I were a professional doing it. Like, I go about things in such a way that I need to learn to take things easy. Basically, I have so many songs that I have written that are scrapped or just drafts that I never finished. It is actually insane because I would find myself spending hours in a day, maybe so many days in a week, even like a month-long project or something. And then all of a sudden, I just don't like it because of the fact that I feel like other people wouldn't like it. So I just turn around and completely just delete it. But it's starting to get windy. I feel like my phone might fall over. I shouldn't be trying to do this for other people because I started with covers. Now, given they were done terribly, but I was singing just to help with my mental health. And I feel like at the end of the day, that's what hobbies are to a degree, is just helping with your mental health, and then also just to channel that energy into creating something, which is, it's a beautiful thing that I really enjoy doing. But I spend so much time doubting myself and thinking nobody's going to like what I'm creating because of the fact that I have always lived my life so dependent on wanting validation from other people, never finding that validation and that confidence within myself, which is something that I'm working so hard to learn to do and achieve now, and I'm doing great at that. I'm still not where I want to be, but the point is, yes, some of my biggest goals in life is I want to have an album released. I really want to play live one day because that sounds so fun and amazing. But why would I continue spending so much time on the craft trying to make stuff that I think other people would at least sort of enjoy when, first of all, it's only been not even 2 years because I started this April 2022. If I'm not creating music I enjoy, I mean, given I was making music I enjoy, but the thing was is I was making it to the best of that and trying to show off, hey, here's something I can do, because I've always been searching for that validation from other people. I've always just wanted to be someone that people enjoy being around because I've never really felt like anyone enjoyed being around me. Why care? Why care what anyone else thinks? Why care if someone thinks a lyric I write is corny, a chord progression I write is simple, especially when, like I said so many times, I am just beginning this journey. I don't have to expect more from myself than what I can put in without burning myself out. What I need to work on first is building up that confidence. But more importantly, I need to focus on my life right now because I'm getting ready to go into college, which is absurd to me. I'm almost 18 years old, and it's so crazy to think about right now. I'm terrified, but also excited, but also I don't know what I want. I don't really know what I want to do with my life. I'm going to college for baking, and I think, okay, maybe it would be cool in trying to open a restaurant sometime, but there's just so much that I want to try in life, and I need to figure out how to go back to taking things slow and stop trying to do everything, stop trying to please everyone, which it sounds contradicting because yes, I should be putting my all into my life, but I can't be putting my all into everything every single second because then my all gets dwindled down to something. It sounds so dumb. I only have so much energy. And when I was trying to set up this album, I'm just freaking rambling now. I promise I'm going to be done soon. When I was trying to do this album, I had songs that I wanted to 100% be on the album, but then I would find myself trying to piece things together, make it all make sense, like a puzzle. And my most recent song, How, which I wrote for who is now my ex-girlfriend, things didn't go bad, broke up just because we both need to focus on our lives. After that, I tried several attempts at making a song to kind of explain that idea of trying to still be friends with someone after you break up and how things didn't go negative. But I was like, I don't want to release another song about us because I'd rather just leave it in the past and move on with my life because that's how I go about things outside of music. But because I didn't want to remove that song from the album, it was a whole wishy-washy thing. But that's how it was with a lot of songs on the album. Like I had one song that I wrote last summer. I called it All Time High because at that time I felt just so good about my life because it finally felt like things were looking up. Because I'd spent last summer working on myself for the first time in my life, just spending so much time working on trying to find myself and improve myself. And I had gotten to that point where I felt so good, but I never got back to wanting to record that song, even though I really like that song. I've never gotten around to feeling like finishing it. And that's the thing is I didn't have the time to finish it then. Because I wrote the song right before I went on vacation to Seattle, and then school started up. And that's when I was having to focus on, like, wow, I'm going to college and high school now? That's weird. And learning all this stuff about baking, which I had never really had much interest. Or, I mean, I had interest in the culinary field, but I never really pursued it. And then right after that, all of a sudden, I was in my first real-life relationship, which was weird. Like, all this stuff in my life, the energy for wanting to finish that song just kind of dissipated, which is what has happened with every song after that I have wanted to finish, and the songs before that. Like, there have been songs that I've written when I'm in a bad mood that I really enjoyed the songs, but I never got around to feeling that same way again. And I just don't like recording a song if I don't feel like I'm in the same mood as when I wrote the song. And that is what results in me scrapping so many songs, that on top of the fact that I'm trying to create so many at the same time, that I never really try and focus on just one at a time. And it becomes almost like a second job to me, but that second job I'm seeing no output. So it's almost, it almost sometimes feels like I'm a slave to making music, and it just doesn't feel like art anymore. It just feels like I'm just trying to force it. And when I say I'm quitting music, that is the thing that I'm trying to quit. Right now, my external hard drive, I don't know what is going on with it. I can't access any of my files. It has all the virtual instruments that I use, all my drum samples, like a lot of the stuff that I rely on music is on this little rectangle that I plug into my computer that is now not functioning, and I haven't been able to fix it yet. And I really hope it can be fixed. Because of that, I've found myself, since I can't work on finishing songs, going back to writing so many again. And it's just too much, from school to music to working out now to dieting, because I'm trying to lose weight. That is one of my goals for the end of the summer, by the end of the summer. Time also being spent on learning to cook outside of school, or more or less surfing a bunch of recipes, because I actually have not been spending much time cooking at all. But then most of my time gets freaking wasted scrolling through YouTube or something, and other things, and just so many habits that I am trying to break right now, that I think there's just so much going on in my life that I just need to take a step back and try and think for a minute, because I can't breathe. it's been a weird journey for me these past 2 years of my life, which is how long I've been making music, and the past couple of years before that. But I'm not 100% certain what I want to do with my life, but I know who I want to be. And that is something that I need to start spending a lot of time on before I go crazy. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Thank you if you have sat through this lengthy session of me yapping about a bunch of stuff. Have a wonderful day.